we do business. That seems to be the talk in the TNT camp as they prepare to face the United States tomorrow night in a crucial World Cup qualifier for both teams at the Dick's Sporting Goods Park, where TNT is fighting some incredible odds. History isn't on TNT's side, but head coach Dennis Lawrence is keen to do a number on the Americans on their home soil and is urging his players to be fearless in their approach, as it's right there for the taking. TNT have not scored a goal against the hosts on U.S. soil since the 1996 World Cup, a double by Arnold Dwarka in a 3-2 defeat. But 600 minutes of football has passed, and the last time TNT secured a point was in May of 1989 when Hudson Charles' last gasp equalizer earned a 1-1 draw in California. In 23 meetings since 1982, TNT have won only twice, both in Port of Spain, losing 17 and drawing 4. But Kenwin Jones isn't buying the David and Goliath scenario, where Goliath always wins out in the end, and says it's about time TNT starts changing that script and believes that it can be done. Veteran Carlos Edwards agrees that hometown advantage is always critical, but says they know what they are in Colorado for, and what is needed is to finish the game with more of everything: more energy, more legs, and more points, most importantly. Well, we are counting down to tomorrow night's crucial World Cup qualifier between TNT and the United States in Colorado from 8 p.m. There's a lot riding on this one for both teams, which is the understatement of the year based on their need for points. Like Trinidad and Tobago, the USA plays 2 games in 4 days. Trinidad and Tobago on Thursday at Dick's Sporting Goods Park, and Mexico on Sunday night at the Azteca Stadium. But while Mexico and USA is the game everyone is talking about, the TNT USA match is the must-win match for Bruce Arena's men, and they are favourites to win at home and continue a trend against the Warriors. But based on the current standings, anything but a win will suffice for the Americans, who are hoping to continue a trend of qualifying outright for the World Cup by finishing in the top 3 in CONCACAF. But with just 1 point separating the two teams, anything but a win will be disappointing for the Americans, but will be a good result for Dennis Lawrence and his troops, who are in a similar hunt for points both at home and away. And with the Americans in 4th spot and with the fewest points ever after 4 games in their history, TNT can heap further misery on them while also lifting themselves off the bottom of the table and keep the heat on them as they seek a top 4 finish at least. Like TNT, if the USA is to qualify, it likely can't drop any more points at home, making a win over TNT essential, and all the more reason for TNT to spring a surprise and upset the form books. And given the scheduling, this cycle is similar to 1989, when TNT visited the Americans first and hosted them in the hexagonal finale in that memorable match of November 19, 1989, when the Sea of Red became so fashionable. The strategy for both teams the rest of the way is quite similar and straightforward. Win at home and steal as many points on the road as possible, and hope other results go in your favor, like the Mexicans beating up on the USA and others as they drop points along the way.